Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be working on this bolt on this old Spanish 83 Mauser that we drilled and tapped in the last video. So like I said in the last video, I'm gonna try something a little different than I've done in the past. Usually I just chop them off and weld a new one on. This one I'm gonna try to cut about halfway through, heat it up, and then bend it down to where I want it. Let me get zoomed in here and I'll show you where we're going to cut it at, and hopefully it works. If not, we'll just whack it off and then we'll just start over. But hopefully it'll work. All right, so here's the bolt. You can see it's straight, and if you look at this little indentation, that is to index the shroud back here, which is your safety shroud, and that indexes this up perfectly straight when you're working the bolt. On our 96 over here. All right, so on our 96 over here, you can tell where we had cut that off. We actually done away with that that piece that holds this up straight. So we're actually relying on our rails here to guide this straight, and our safety, of course it lines up with the striker here, so there, that recess is no longer there. So on this one I'm going to try to keep that, and it's going to bring the bolt out just a little bit farther than this one. One thing I like about this setup here is we got this groove cut out in the receiver, and that actually, you can see it down here, that groove actually works as like a safety lug almost. These are small ring Mausers. They only have a 2-lug bolt system. They don't have the safety lug back here on the back of the bolt back here like the large rings do, and so it doesn't quite have the strength. And if these lugs up here were to fail, there's really nothing keeping the bolt from coming out other than the bolt stop. You got your face about right here, and if that was to break, it's going to hit you right in the face. So this kind of works as a third safety lug to prevent this from coming back out, if something was to happen. So that's kind of serves a little bit of a purpose, other than, the real purpose of it is to get the bolt down far enough that it will close, but it actually, it serves that purpose too. With this 83, if I cut this bolt right here where I want to, I'm not going to need to notch this receiver. It's going to bring the bolt handle down far enough to where it won't need to be notched, which I guess works, and it's a little bit less work as far as having to fit this like we did on this 96. But I don't know. We'll see how it works. If it doesn't work out, like I said, we'll just chop it off and we'll go this route. All right, so got the 83 back in here. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we'll lay some Dykem out and make us some scribe lines, and we'll just go ahead and just start cutting on it and see how far we can go. I think I'm going to have to go about right there, maybe a little more than halfway, and then try to bend it. I don't have an acetylene torch, so I don't know if I can get this thing hot enough to actually bend it without it breaking. So I don't know if it's going to work. I got I don't want to get it too, I mean, to actually bend this, you need to get it red, which is going to put a lot of heat up in the bolt. Like with the welding process, we wrapped it with the wet cloths and the heat paste and the heat sink and all that to keep the heat away from the bolt. And we'll have to do that again, because this is when I start torching on this, it's going to get really hot and it's going to transfer a lot of heat, especially back here in the back around the shroud threads. And we don't want to soften that up, because we'll end up having strip threads, and that's where your firing pin is. There's a lot of force, not necessarily pressure off the discharged round, but there's a lot of working mechanics back there that we don't want to mess with. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We're going to cut it first and see what happens. All right, let's get the I think the best way to probably do this would be a hacksaw, but I'll probably just do a Dremel. I say a hacksaw probably be a little bit straighter, but we'll try to cut the Dremel, see what happens. All right, let me go get my tool set up, and I'll be right back. So I got these new Dremel bits a while back. These Easy Lock. I've been wanting to try these out. I haven't tried it out yet. I don't know how long them have been out, and I'm still using these old style like these. It's got the little mandrel with the little screw. I just picked these up, so I've been wanting to try them out. We'll try them out on this project. All right, let's get started. Safety first. Anytime you're using a cutoff wheel, make sure you're wearing glasses, because things fly apart, and I don't know how much I trust this Easy Lock. So make sure you're wearing glasses. All right, let's get started. I'm just gonna start right here, and I'm gonna leave it in the action, so I'll have kind of this guideline to go by. I'm gonna cut it right there, even with the action. I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed with that little Dremel bit, Easy Off or Quick Lock, whatever it's called. Man, I made quick work out of that. It cut through it fast. I actually got a little deeper than I thought it was. Let's take a look at it. I'm about halfway through. I might be able to go a little bit deeper. Once I bend that down, that's going to be a lot to fill in, so I'm going to have to, it's going to be quite a bit of welding to do. Let's go ahead and get at this part. Let's cut it just a hair more, and then let's see, here it is on this side. Let's cut it just a little bit more. make it a little bit easier to bend. I don't want to take off too well. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to bend it. I don't know if I should cut off more than that or not. Alrighty, so we got everything set up. We got our heat sink and our heat paste set up. We're gonna go ahead and all I have is a propane torch. Hopefully that'll be enough heat. But here's how I got it set up. I'm gonna try to get this hot enough, to get the heat right here, and I'll take a hammer and bend it down. I'll once I get it start bending, I'll have to kind of get it into action. Kind of set it up like that to get it where I want it. I might have to take it out and throw it into action a few times just to get it where I want it. But all right, let's go ahead and get started. Nope, didn't work. So I guess it wasn't hot enough. As it started to bend, it just broke. The heat paste done its job. The bolt is not warm at all. Alright, so I got it cleaned up a little bit. As you can see, it just broke off. So it didn't work. It was worth a shot. So what we're going to do now is take a Dremel tool, finish clean that edge up, and I'll try to just weld the same bolt handle back on it. I'll have to bevel it some to get in there like that. Sure, it's still hot. As hot as that thing got, I don't understand why it didn't bend. I guess it wasn't ready. Got to be red before it'll bend. If not, it just breaks. But I'll clean this bolt handle up some and put an angle on it, and we'll just stick it on there like that. Alrighty, let me get this cleaned up.